there, my name is Erica Schrader. I am a senior here at Cal Baptist, almost about ready to complete my degree in Christian ministries. This is actually the second to the last class that I need to fulfill my degree requirements, so very exciting. I'll officially be done in April. Um, let's see here. Positive small group experience. I'm going to be talking about a church small group that my husband and I were involved in. Actually, for 8 years now, my husband and I have been a part of a marriage ministry at our church called Thrive. The first 2 years that we were involved in this ministry, we were small group attendees. Then, for 5 years, we led a small group of young married couples. And then, just this last September, our pastor asked us to step into a new role within that ministry where we are now overseeing all of the small group leaders. So we don't have our own small group anymore, but instead we rotate through all of the small groups and act as support and encouragement, and even do a little bit of teaching and training for the other small group leaders. So as you can tell, this class is right up my alley, and I'm really, really excited to be taking the next 8 weeks to be learning even more about small groups. I believe that small groups can be very effective to accomplish goals and objectives when the group is unified and when everyone in the group desires to accomplish the same goal. Oftentimes, our book even talked a little bit about this. Oftentimes, in a classroom setting, people are placed into a smaller group for an assignment or a project, and sometimes those people don't really want to be there. And this can cause dissension and discord within the group because other people in the group end up taking on extra work, or they may even feel like, why should I do anything if, Johnny over here isn't participating at all, and that kind of group can be pretty ineffective. However, I think when we look at small groups within the church or even in the workplace, those small groups can be exceptionally effective because in the church, people are volunteering to be there. They're voluntarily signing up because they want to be a part of a smaller group. And in the workplace, a small group can be very effective because people are being paid to be there. So in both of those cases, I think that there's a stronger desire to succeed and to obtain the goal that is set out for whatever case, whether a small group in the church is to gain more Bible knowledge and grow in friendships, then people that are there typically are very motivated for that. And if it's a job in the workplace, then people are typically very motivated to do a good job and complete whatever task is set out for them to do for their boss or their company or what have you. In this class, I hope to learn how to be both a better small group participant, a better small group leader, and a better trainee and teacher to newer leaders that are coming up, specifically in the ministry that I mentioned. So like I said, I have a lot to learn in this class, and I'm really excited to be taking it. There is a few verses that came to mind when we were asked to talk about where in the Bible it talks about small groups. And the first one that came to mind is in Ecclesiastes, where it says, "Now two are better than one, for they have a better return for their work." That's obviously talking about a small group type situation when you have 2 or 3 or more people that are working together. Their general ruling principle is that there is a better return for the work because you have multiple minds together, you have people with different talents and abilities, and so that is better than working with just one. Another kind of example that we can see is in Acts 9:31, where it says, "So the church throughout all Judea and Galilee and Samaria had peace and was being built up, and walking in the fear of the Lord and in the comfort of the Holy Spirit, it multiplied." Now, the church in Acts had like thousands of people involved. We read all over Acts, 2,000 were added to their number and 5,000 were added to their number. So the church in Acts was very large. However, that's still a smaller group of people when you just look at the population in general. And there are, even smaller churches like 20 or 30 or 200 even. But the point of it is that when there's a group of people, like I talked about, that are motivated to work together for the a common goal, in this case it was to proclaim the gospel, then that's very attractive to other people. And oftentimes other people on the outskirts want to be a part of something like that. Lastly, I think that we can see in Jesus's model of how he did ministry throughout the Gospels, it oftentimes talks about three different groups of people. The Gospels talk about the crowds that followed Jesus, which are just the people that followed him around and listened to his teaching. And then there's also his disciples, and then there's also Peter, James, and John. So those three verses, I think, well sum up why it's important to have small groups. And like I said, I'm really looking forward to growing and learning in this class. Thanks so much.